Every electrolyte ad seems to say the same thing. If I drink plain water, I am doing hydration wrong. Is the real lesson that most people are low on electrolytes, or that the powder is useful only in certain situations?
That is the right distinction. Electrolytes are real physiology. Sodium, potassium, chloride, and others help with fluid balance, nerve signaling, and muscle contraction. But a powder is not automatically better hydration. If you are sitting at a desk, eating normal meals and doing a short, easy workout, food plus water usually covers the job. The need rises when losses rise or intake drops. The first body ladder step is sweat. Sweat is not one recipe. Heat, humidity, clothing, exercise intensity, duration, altitude, acclimation, and individual sweat rate all change water loss. Some people finish a cool 40-minute lift barely damp. Others leave salt rings on clothing after a summer run. Those are not the same hydration problem.
So when a powder helps, is sodium the main character? Because labels often list magnesium, potassium, chloride, tiny mineral blends, and sometimes vitamins, but the sports drink conversation always comes back to salt.
For exercise hydration, yes, sodium is usually the practical headline. It helps maintain extracellular fluid volume and supports the electrical gradients nerves and muscles use. After heavy sweating, replacing only water can dilute body sodium if the volume is extreme. Replacing fluid with some sodium helps the body retain more of that fluid instead of simply sending it rapidly to urine.
Give me the boring answer people can actually use. If I do a normal gym session, or I walk for 30 minutes, or I drink water with lunch, am I missing anything by skipping the powder?
Usually no. The evidence does not support turning every water bottle into a sports drink. For everyday life, thirst, meals, and ordinary fluid intake do most of the work. Sports drink meta-analyses are mainly about exercise settings, often continuous exercise and body fluid loss, not about improving office hydration or making a casual walk more effective. The powder earns its place in predictable scenarios: long hot workouts, heavy sweating, repeated sessions, long events, vomiting or diarrhea, or times when you are drinking but not eating much. In those cases, water is replacing the volume, but sodium helps replace what was lost with the sweat or gut fluid. That is a different problem than mild thirst.
Before we get too practical, who should not just copy an athlete's sodium routine? Some packets are basically salty lemonade with a wellness label, and I can imagine that matters for blood pressure or kidneys.
Exactly. If someone has hypertension, kidney disease, heart failure, edema issues, or a prescribed sodium-restricted diet, electrolyte powders belong inside clinician guidance. The kidneys normally adjust urine concentration across a wide range, but that does not mean every kidney or heart can comfortably handle extra sodium and fluid. A useful product for one sweaty runner can be the wrong product for a patient on a sodium plan.
What about the products that add sugar or carbohydrate? Sometimes the bottle is sold as hydration, sometimes as endurance fuel, and sometimes as a low-calorie mineral drink. Those are not the same thing.
Right. Carbohydrate-electrolyte solutions have been studied for exercise-associated dehydration, and sports drink meta-analysis suggests drink composition can influence central hydration during continuous exercise. But the effects are not a license to assume every flavored powder improves performance. A recent controlled cycling study of a honey carbohydrate protein powder, for example, did not improve a 20-minute time trial after prolonged riding. There is also an opposite danger people miss. In extreme endurance settings, drinking large amounts of plain water without enough sodium can be dangerous because it can dilute blood sodium. That is not a reason for everyone to salt every bottle. It is a reason endurance athletes should plan fluid and sodium together instead of chasing either dehydration or overdrinking.
If someone is in a likely use case, how do they judge whether it is helping? I do not want them treating a salty drink like a mood supplement where any good workout becomes proof.
Judge it against the situation. In a hot, long workout, useful signals might be less excessive thirst afterward, steadier ability to drink without stomach slosh, fewer big body weight drops from fluid loss, and better recovery of normal urination over the next few hours. If nothing changes during short sessions, that is not failure. It means water and meals were probably already enough.
You mentioned vomiting, diarrhea, and low food intake. That sounds different from gym hydration, because the person may be losing gut fluid and not eating salty food. Is that where an oral rehydration-style drink makes more sense than a trendy workout powder?
Yes, but product choice matters. Vomiting or diarrhea can increase fluid and electrolyte losses dramatically, and oral rehydration is a medical idea, not just a flavor category. Some fitness powders are high sodium, some are low sodium, some add caffeine, and some add lots of sugar. Severe dehydration, persistent vomiting, confusion, fainting, blood in stool, or vulnerable age groups deserve medical care, not label experimentation. My final filter is 3 questions. First, am I losing more than usual through sweat, heat, duration, altitude, or gut illness? Second, am I eating enough normal food to replace sodium and potassium? Third, does my medical situation make extra sodium risky? If the answers are high loss, low food, and no sodium restriction, an electrolyte drink may be sensible. If not, plain water is not second-class hydration.